Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a really profoundly emotional narrative. We're examining two parallel lives lived by one woman, Maggie Dawes.
That's right. We've got sources detailing her journey, from this secret teenage exile all the way to being a celebrated Manhattan artist facing her final months.
Yeah, and this deep dive contrasts two really critical periods.
Exactly. We see Maggie, the successful photographer in 2019, right? And she's navigating this terminal stage 4 melanoma diagnosis. It's pretty advanced.
And then we flash back, way back.
1995, 1996. She's 16, pregnant, and making these incredibly life-altering choices in a remote, really remote North Carolina village.
So our mission here is to understand the cost, maybe, of those youthful decisions. How did her choice back then, severing connections, the secret pregnancy, that first love, how did all that come back into focus?
Yeah, shaping the person she became and, ultimately determining the emotional closure she finds or doesn't find in her final weeks.
It really is a study in fate versus, well, the road not taken, I suppose.
Definitely.
So let's start in Manhattan, 2019. Maggie's a big deal. Gallery owner, shoots for Condé Nast, known for her, technical skill among photography geeks.
Right, she had this established professional reputation, but then her public persona just completely transforms a few years before when she goes public with her diagnosis.
It was quite sudden, wasn't it?
Totally unexpected. She posts this really unfiltered video just detailing her advanced cancer diagnosis, stage 3 melanoma, metastasized to her liver and stomach.
Wow.
And it just goes viral. Like overnight, suddenly she shifts from these technical Photoshop tutorials she used to do.
Right, the geeky stuff.
Yeah, to posting monthly videos about fear, treatments, or scars, the meaning of life, really deep personal stuff.
And that vulnerability made her famous in a completely different way.
A deeply personal way. But physically, it was taking a huge toll.
The sources describe her as fragile. Yeah, significant weight loss, maybe 20 pounds, sunken eyes, needing scarves and hats.
And tragically, losing her sense of taste. The material notes it as cancer, taking yet another joy from her life. Just brutal.
What's so interesting, though, is this extreme vulnerability she's broadcasting to millions. It exists alongside this fierce desire for privacy in her actual day-to-day professional life.
Exactly, and that's kind of where Mark comes in, her employee.
Right, Mark. He's 22, a theology major, son of a pastor, hired during these really difficult final weeks.
But Maggie was suspicious at first, really worried he was just some fan, seeking what the source calls a false sense of intimacy because of videos.
Okay, but then why hire him? If she's so protective, especially at the end, why let in someone who might be intrusive?
Well, that's a key point, isn't it? She needed someone, maybe, who could just manage the gallery without emotional strings attached.
Ah, okay.
And Mark turned out to be the consummate professional, focused on work, never asked personal questions. He had his own plans, proposing to his girlfriend Abigail after she finished her economics degree.
So he kept his distance professionally.
Completely. But he was thoughtful in quiet ways. Like he'd bring her that specific smoothie, banana and strawberry, knowing it was one of the few things she could actually stomach.
A kind of contained professional care.
Exactly. Maybe subconsciously, that's what she needed. Someone who provided support without expecting deep intimacy in return.
Okay, so to really understand Maggie's isolation now, we have to go back. Back to the moment she chose, well, ambition and independence maybe, over connection.
Right. Back to Ocracoke, North Carolina, 1995, this remote fishing village.
She's 16, pregnant, exiled from Seattle, sent to live with her Aunt Linda.
An aunt she barely knew, right?
Yeah.
A former sister of Mercy Nunn. And Maggie was really disappointed. She pictured, quaint pastel cottages.
And instead
Found the village ugly and deserted, not the charming retreat she'd hoped for.
And Aunt Linda, she wasn't exactly conventional either. Her business sounds fascinating.
Oh yeah, it's this kind of non-traditional community hub. A small eatery, coffee bar, sold biscuits.
Yeah.
But also used books, rented video cassettes, shipped UPS packages, did Western Union transfers.
Wow, she did everything. The linchpin of the place, sounds like.
Pretty much. And she was strict. Cleanliness is next to godliness. That was her big thing.
A former nun. Makes sense.
But, underneath that, she was still connected. Wrote letters to family all the time.
And it's here, in Ocracoke, that Maggie meets Bryce.
Bryce. He's 17. Homeschooled his mom's a teacher. Dad consults for the DOD. Very disciplined. Already accepted to West Point.
And doing this Eagle Scout project, right? Training a dog.
Yeah, a mobility assistance dog named Daisy. He's clearly got his act together.
But what's really striking is how fast he connects with Maggie. Cuts through her defenses.
He does. and he figures out she's pregnant. Not because Linda told him, apparently.
How then?
He just put the pieces together, is how the source puts it. He was observant, sensitive.
And he had a reason to be understanding, didn't he?
Yes, a really significant one. His own mother was a pregnant teenager, 19, when she married his father. So he got it. No judgment.
That must have created a powerful bond instantly.
Absolutely. Which leads to this incredibly romantic, almost cinematic date they have.
With campfire on the beach.
Yeah, he builds a fire pit, brings s'mores, launches a kite strung up with Christmas lights.
Wow.
And he gives her a necklace, a seashell necklace engraved with Ocracoke memories.
That's serious for teenagers, deep connection.
We really was. And there's another little detail, the biscuit recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Bryce apparently traded something to get Aunt Linda's super secret biscuit recipe.
Right.
White lily flour, Crisco, confectioner's sugar. He treasured it.
Small town secrets and connections. But let's pivot, like you said, to Bryce's inner life. Because despite West Point, he felt this immense pressure.
He had pressure to prove himself, to do something extraordinary. And the reason is, well, it's his brothers.
His younger brothers.
Twins, Richard and Robert. Only 12 years old, but they were apparently geniuses. Child prodigies.
How so?
SAT scores of 1570 and 1580, already coding, designing games. Just brilliant.
So Bryce, even heading to West Point, felt overshadowed.
It seems like it. He felt he needed something huge, like West Point, and aiming for the Green Berets, just to feel worthy, maybe, compared to them.
Which makes his next decision even more painful, more significant.
Exactly. He was chasing this validation through military rigor, this intense path.
But he was ready to throw it all away for Maggie.
He proposed. Marriage. Offered to give up West Point entirely. Said he'd become a fisherman in Ocracoke, stay there, adopt the baby.
An incredible offer. Sacrifice.
A massive sacrifice. And Maggie, she refused.
This is the moment, the pivot point for her whole life, really.
Absolutely. She saw what he was offering to give up, and she said she wasn't ready. Not ready to be an adult, a wife. She wouldn't let him sacrifice his dream for her.
It's such a painful irony, isn't it? Her love for him was so strong, she pushed him away to protect his future.
Destroying their present happiness in the process. So they make this pact, this agonizing compromise.
The 8-year silence.
Yeah, separate.
Yeah.
No contact at all till they turned 24. They'd meet back in Ocracoke on Maggie's 24th birthday.
To see if the love was still there, if it survived adulthood.
Imagine agreeing to that. 8 years. It says so much about her fear of holding him back, of ruining his potential.
She chose this idea of a future, maybe an idealized one, over the messy, complicated reality right in front of her.
But fate, or just timing, intervenes almost immediately.
Right after Bryce leaves, after they make this pact.
Her labor starts. She thought it was just Braxton Hicks, those false contractions. But no, this was it.
She gives birth.
To a baby girl.
Yeah.
In Morehead City, not Ocracoke.
Yeah.
And the very next day,
Her mother swoops in.
whisks her straight back to Seattle. Everything shipped later. No chance for a proper goodbye to Bryce. No return to Ocracoke. It was just
Poof.
over, abrupt.
And in that rush, she leaves something behind.
Yeah, a piece of her childhood. Her teddy bear, Maggie Bear. She leaves it for the adoptive parents.
It's like the source material suggests. The adult Maggie, the ambitious photographer, her life starts right there. Fleeing Ocracoke, fleeing that sacrifice.
Leaving that part of herself behind, deliberately.
Which brings us back, full circle, and with this crushing sense of urgency, to 2019, Manhattan. Mark.
Mark's perspective now. And his own quest. How did he even find her? Why take that specific job?
What drove him to seek out his biological mother right then?
It was this confluence of things. He knew he was adopted first off. Then he discovers he has this rare blood type, AB negative.
Ah, a clue.
A key piece of information. He starts searching, finds Maggie via Google, maybe sees her photography, her gallery.
And then the videos clinch it.
Exactly. He sees the Ocracoke lighthouse featured in her videos.
Yeah.
A specific geographical marker.
Okay, so location matches.
Then the cancer announcement video gives him the age confirmation. She's 36 in 2019, which means...
She was 16 in 1996 when he was born.
Bingo! The geography and the timeline just clicked perfectly. He knew it had to be her.
And realizing her prognosis was serious.
Made it urgent. He knew time was running out. He had to meet her. That's why he deferred graduate school, took the gallery job.
So he wasn't just a fan at all. He was on a mission. Against the clock.
Desperate to connect before it was too late. And every careful professional action he took was about getting close, building just enough trust, without revealing the real reason he was there. Not yet.
Which leads us right to the climax. Christmas Eve.
Yeah, The final dinner, they're under the decorated tree. Both of them probably know, deep down, this is likely their last Christmas together.
And Maggie gives him her legacy, essentially.
A flash drive. Her life's work in photography, passing it on.
And Mark gives her his gift.
He pulls out this old, worn teddy bear, Maggie Bear,
Oh, wow.
and she knows it instantly. The specific button eye, the fur color,
But the final proof.
her own name,
Yeah.
written in Sharpie, in her childhood handwriting.
Oh.
On the bottom of the bear's foot, the bear she left behind all those years ago.
The bear his adoptive parents must have given him.
Exactly. It's the complete circle. The connection she thought she'd severed, the past she tried to outrun. It's right there, in her hands.
And then Mark.
Reaches across the table, takes her hand, and just says it. The words that confirm everything.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
You know,
Yeah.
it reframes everything, doesn't it? Her whole adult life, all that ambition, the success. Maybe she felt she needed to earn something, become worthy of the life she didn't choose with Bryce.
And yet, this deep dive really shows us the purpose and the connection she might have needed most. It arrived in her final days. Through the son she gave up.
The source material captures that complex interplay, doesn't it, between choice and fate. Her life was shaped by these huge, pivotal decisions.
Sacrifices made with good intentions, letting Bryce go, giving up her child for adoption, thinking that was the right thing, the necessary thing.
And yet those very choices circled back decades later to provide this profound meaning right at the end.
It's incredibly moving.
And it brings up that question Maggie herself asks in her final days. It's noted in the source. I'd like to know whether all of it had been worth it and whether I'd made the right decision.
Such a human question. What is the true measure of a life? Is it hitting those big goals, the career, the ambition? Or is it something else? The power of connection, of knowing, even if that knowledge comes late.
Exactly, and that's the thought we want to leave you with. Maggie planned for closure, didn't she? With Bryce, 8 years down the line back in Ocracoke.
Right, that was the plan.
But closure actually arrived 23 years later, completely unexpectedly, in the form of the relationship she had tried hardest to erase, her son.
So does closure always show up the way we map it out? Or does it sometimes just arrive, well, in the way we actually need it to, maybe when we least expect it?
A powerful thought to consider. The enduring strength of connection, even across decades of silence.